What's going on, y'all? Coming at you with another reaction video, and this is to a review for The Eternals. We just got back from seeing it. First off, we just wanted to say a big shout out to Marvel. Definitely great actors in the movie. Amazing plot, amazing storyline. Definitely lucky to be part of watching all the Marvel movies and seeing all the magnificent things that they have to offer us. So, big shout out to Marvel.
That's what brought us together.
Exactly.
It really started this because of Marvel.
Yep. Definitely. So I think we should start off by giving you our core score. Mine's an 8.5.
Yeah, mine's is also 8.5 out of 10.
All right, RJ. What is it?
7.5, and that's being generous.
7.5 not bad, to be honest.
It's not bad.
I feel like
that's so passive.
I feel like it's me being generous. Like maybe a 7.2, 7.5, but
Okay.
All right, so did you like it better or worse than Shang-Chi?
oh, Shang-Chi was way better.
I liked it actually more than Shang-Chi.
I thought you give Shang-Chi a 6 out of 5.
I think that was me.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Somebody gave it a really bad score.
Yeah, I definitely.
We never did a review for that movie because we did the review at the movie theater and the quality was really bad. I know people were asking for it.
Yeah, a lot of background noise. And
that's why we never did it.
Yep. First of all, I want to say how funny it is how they had Robb Stark, Jon Snow, and the main character, her name was Cersei.
Right.
What are the odds of that?
That's
Game of Thrones right there. But I just wanted to say that.
I gave it an 8.5 because I thought it was a good movie, but I don't think it was top tier Marvel movies. Of course, there's like for me, it's hard to compete with Marvel movies. There's like top 10, and those top 10 are like amazing. They're like movies that I could watch any day of the week and repeat watching.
Definitely.
So I mean, there's like what 23 movies now.
About that.
So I would put this movie towards like the middle.
I agree.
Maybe top 18.
I can't wait to hear his review.
Marvel is one of the only movie genres that like everything is either home run or it's like a base hit.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, there's no swing and a miss. Like they're hitting for the most part.
I can see, yeah, for sure.
For the most part, I would say they're at least 85% hitting. Yeah. And then the rest is like, people are not gonna like or you're not gonna like
accurate.
So that's what I'm saying. If I put it in the middle, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. Is that Marvel is so good and their movies are so great that even the bad ones are still not that bad compared to just movies in general.
The reason why I give it 8.5, I enjoyed it, but there were just little things here and there.
I know.
There's just little things.
No.
There's just little things here and there. I was just like,
I got issues with
why did they do it this way? Why did they do it that way?
We'll get there.
But for the most part, I would give it an 85%. It was good. I enjoyed it. There's just little things here and there that I'm nitpicking.
I could also agree with giving it an 8 and not an 8.5. But I don't say I would give it lower than anything lower than an 8.
Why did you rank it at 7.5? Let's hear it.
I think it was a hit and a miss. I mean, he said Marvel don't miss. I think they missed. You know, thinking about the superstars that they had in the movie, they brought in some heavy hitters. You know, they were looking like the Yankees. Just didn't connect for me. Because I know the MCU is doing their own thing. Like, of course, they can't be like the comics. But I think me reading the comic is ruining movies for me.
I think that's what it is too.
That's possible.
Like I told y'all last week, like I hated Thor 3 because of how they deviated from Planet Hulk, which is my favorite series of comics.
Right.
And of course, like to the average fan, they love Thor 3. Me, I hated it. I hated seeing Korg and Shriek, and I hated what they did to it. So, I mean, they did change some things in this movie too, but it was a good movie. 7.5, I think is fair.
Did you guys think that all the actors did a great job in the movie? The reason why I have my phone out is because I screenshotted all the actors and we're just trying to see their names.
They had Salma Hayek in the movie.
Bruh.
She died. She died in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. I was actually kind of upset at that. I wanted more of her. Yeah, I mean, we got her in flashbacks.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when I was kind of like talking to Vera in the movie, I'm like, I'm not surprised if they'll kill off Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, and another big celebrity because you can't expect all these celebrities to be able to come back from Marvel movies the way that they're like in their contract to come back.
Right.
Because they're supposed to come back all the fucking time. Like when they fill out their contracts, for the most part, they're like signing like a 5-movie deal. and they don't know when they're coming back. They just know that they're coming back at some point. So I'm surprised Angelina Jolie stayed alive. Like I did like, she was probably one of my favorite characters in the movie. I didn't really like Cersei. She was cool, but I feel like they kind of like made her kind of look a little weak.
Yeah.
Her powers were kind of weak. She kind of just like was staring and running and
that's fair.
Yeah, she was always like, nah, I don't really want this responsibility, but they gave it to her anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, she didn't get that moment where she was like, fuck it, I'm taking charge.
Yeah. She didn't at all.
And that's what I was kind of expecting.
They gave her that moment at the end, but it's like she just it was like she touched the ground.
Yeah.
And it was like she never,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's it.
She
I
never
thought you were gonna do something tough.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
She never became a true leader.
Speaking of celebrities, let's talk about Kit Harington, Jon Snow.
Oh.
One thing, oh my gosh.
You know he was driving me crazy.
Okay. One thing I did not like is that, so basically we only saw him in the beginning and we saw him at the end. There was no in between.
What did you like about his character? Did you like his character? I know you're a big fan of Jon Snow.
I am a big fan of Jon Snow. He was my favorite character in Game of Thrones. I did like his character. I thought he played his role perfectly. Great actor.
I don't know if you knew, but before the movie even started, I knew that he was gonna play a character who had some type of powers.
Importance.
I didn't know if he had powers or he just was like a hero, but I know he was gonna be something. And I really thought that, like we were talking in the movie, we were like, he's gonna come in at the end, some kind of way.
I thought he was gonna come in sooner. Yeah, I thought so sooner. I mean, all right. Well, we can start with the fights. The fights were amazing.
I like
oh
the
my god,
the fight scenes. The fights were amazing.
There was
Icarus.
a moment in the movie when Icarus was getting his ass whooped by Makari.
Yeah.
And she was just going fast the whole time. I was like,
bruh, she was one of my favorites. She was whooping ass. She was like Flash times 20.
She was hard.
Bruh.
She was.
She found the little emergence area in like 5 seconds. She just went around the world looking for it. She found it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, I just remembered another point to justify how I scale my grades.
Okay.
So one of the factors that I do when I give a core score is I look at the production. I guess because I'm a businessman, I like to I grade it on your return value. So when I look at all the actors, all the money they put into it, am I getting a return of that as far as satisfaction? That's another reason I kind of gave it a lower score. Like for me, Guardians of the Galaxy are like my favorite MCU movies because they came in no expectations. Nobody know who the hell they were. And like,
but they came in with the good actors.
Oh my god, good actors. Their chemistry is my favorite in the MCU.
Oh yeah?
Oh, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's just like, they're like nerdy shit. Like, cause they go into space and it's a lot of Easter eggs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I bet you can't wait for Thor: Love and Thunder. They're gonna be in it, right?
Yeah. I'm
that's another reason I gave it kind of a lower core score because it's like you got the Monstars in the movie, and it was I
mean, it makes sense. For example, when you have a team like a Monster team, like the Nets or the Lakers, you get all these players that are great. It's ring or bust. Like,
that's how I feel. Yeah, you
either gotta hit a home run or you failed. And I guess that I could see that. Like, they had all these actors. Technically, it should have been amazing. It should have been one of the best Marvel movies.
I mean, because we were talking about the fights, it just made me think about the production. Like, there were absolutely, on the first watch, I didn't see any like lapses or like CGI. Like even when he was flying to space, I'm like, all right, we're gonna see a little bit of bullshit. Like, everything was so clear. Like, it was, the production was A1.
Let's talk about Icarus for a second.
Hey, cute.
Other than that, one thing. So generally in movies, I like it when you find out that somebody has turned or whatever. When somebody has turned, I like it when they carry it through to the end.
I agree.
But when he stopped,
I didn't like.
And
that.
then he looked at
looked at her.
He looked at Cersei and he was remembering everything. He was just like, I can't do it. It didn't do it for me. I was so upset.
I would have been fine if he just didn't make it in time. You know what I'm saying? He just came and she was finished already. They should have did that because, like you said, it pissed me off when Sprite got punched by Druid, and then the next thing you see is her getting up, and they were all like coming together as one, and she was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna come together as one too. It was like, what the hell? Like, you were so hell bent, you stabbed Cersei, and now all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm gonna drop it and just help y'all out.
And another thing is, Ajax died. She died for nothing. She literally died for nothing.
Exactly. That pissed me off because
she died for nothing.
So you did all this crazy ass bullshit
just to
and
be
then
like,
you see your girl and you're like, I can't do it.
Exactly.
I mean,
I didn't like how Icarus did like his. And then what did he do? He was so ashamed and he
ran
was
away.
He was tired of living. I'm assuming he's dead though, because he went to the sun. You don't think he's dead?
Because at some point in the movie they called him the boy from the sun.
Yeah, they said the man who flew too close to the sun.
Yeah,
They were
something
talking
like that.
about him in a myth.
So I'm thinking that he's probably one of the only people who can go to the sun or something like that and not die.
Okay.
I mean,
He's not dead.
yeah. Okay. The movie was like a roller coaster. Like for me, it just went downhill after the last hour of the movie. I was like, this is getting bad and bad. Like it started off good to me. The first hour and a half, I'm like, okay, this is good. It's interesting. Like I like where it's going. The whole last hour, I did not like. The fight scenes were great, but like even in the end when Kingo was gone. At the end when Kingo left.
Yeah. I
He was
forgot
like-
when he popped up. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Where were you this whole time?
He was like, you know what? I agree with Icarus, but I ain't gonna fight y'all.
Right.
Peace.
He was like, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I did not like that.
I thought he was gonna come back, and
And I thought it was kind of stupid how Sprite was like, yeah, I'm gonna join Icarus in his plan.
yeah, because you're love like
She was completely blinded by love. Like
all of them were. I mean, even Cersei, she was in love with
Kit
Kit
Harington.
Harington's character.
yeah,
I don't remember
with
his
him. It was a little. Their decisions were just a little bit irrational. Like
So Sprite wanted to become human. I get that to a certain extent. I get it. You're a young kid and you've been living like this for years. It's not like you can fall in love with anybody. You can't have kids. That's what she wanted. She wanted kids. She wanted life. She wanted love. But it's like, I told RJ in the middle of the movie, you're gonna be mad when you gotta start paying bills and shit.
Exactly.
Like, you're not an Eternal anymore. You have no powers. You're gonna feel some type of way when you gotta go to school every morning.
yeah,
You gotta pay bills. You gotta feed your kid. Like, you got responsibility. That's not.
And the thing is,
It's not. Come on now.
she's also an Eternal. Like she has a job to do.
But
You know
then
what I
again-
mean?
And I get it. I get it to a certain extent. She's been an Eternal her whole life. So for thousands and thousands of years or whatever, how many years, she might be
Bro,
like, okay, you know what, I'm done.
It's
I'm
getting
cool.
old.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
it was just a little, like you said, it was too much inconsistency for me. I mean, even at the end when Icarus was like, y'all can't stop me.
Yeah.
And they were stopping him. And I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, Fastos pretty much took care of him at the end. Like, he was able to hold him down. If he really wanted to, he could have held him down the entire time. So,
Yeah.
like you said, they made it seem like he was impossible to beat, like he was Superman. But they pretty much beat him.
Even they went in there with the worst plan ever. They're like, okay, Athena, you hold him off, and we're just gonna use the Unimind to just stop this. She held him off for like 2 minutes, and then he went to go zap, like eyeball one of them. I'm like, y'all didn't have no backup plan?
It pissed me off when I saw Cersei and she was like, I still gotta follow through with this. All right, let me run to the volcano. And I was like, bitch, it's gonna take you forever to get over there.
Literally.
And I also didn't like.
You know what? Talking about it, I might bump it down to about a 7.8.
Thank you. Thank you. And another thing, I hate that I don't want to feel like I'm trashing the movie, but it's everything bad point that I didn't like is in the last hour of the movie, which I just didn't like. But I hated Athena killing that deviant after zapping up all those people's powers.
I think we talked about that in the movie.
We did. I'm like, yo, this deviant is strong as shit.
Yeah.
It was like.
Yeah.
Them as a team were struggling with the deviants, and she just slices him up like that. I'm like,
The deviant also took like what 3 Eternals powers on top of that. Or
then
2?
Oh, damn.
Then he sucked the other deviant.
Start sucking
I gotta
everybody
use
up.
another word.
Start sucking everybody up. And yeah, you're right. I can't believe she
That
could've just
deviant
cut
was
that
strong
dude.
as shit.
Yeah, he was.
She couldn't even beat Gilgamesh.
Yeah, he was.
And that Gilgamesh was absorbed by the deviant.
Yeah.
I hated that part.
Yeah, to be honest, most of the issues were towards the end of the movie. Most of the movie was good. See, the problem with these kinds, when you do reviews like this, it's like, it's kind of hard not to bash it and not still say the good things about it, because the good things are like, oh yeah, it was good acting.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's all you can say about that. The bad stuff is like, you can point that out and say, damn.
I feel like we say it almost every Marvel movie, but they did nail the casting, the characters, the actors.
I agree.
The characters.
Yeah,
like,
the casting was great.
There was not one person I could think of that was like, they could have shown someone else. Like they
I
nailed
agree.
that.
I
The
agree.
fighting, amazing.
I thought the CGI was great too.
That's what I'm saying. The
Amazing.
CGI was amazing. I also like the DC references.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, they kept saying Superman.
This is
Batman.
Superman,
Yeah.
Batman.
They're
I
like,
wish they
look, we're so good. We can name drop y'all in the movies.
Yeah, like I was like, whoa. I thought I wanted them to like throw shots though, a little bit more shots at DC. I like that type of banter.
Yeah.
Kingo wasn't in the fight at all, and we complained about that at the end. We wasn't there at all. So it was kind of like, it kind of pissed me off. Like he seemed like he were building him up for more than what he
Yeah,
did.
exactly. Yeah, they built him up excellent. He was becoming
And the
one
guy
of
he
my
was with,
favorites,
the guy he was with was funny
It
too.
was funny,
And
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
kind of disappointed that they didn't.
And that guy was human. It's like, all right, man.
Yeah.
Kingo was like, hey, I ain't with it. He's like, hey, man, y'all, we gonna die too. Fuck it, I'm out with Kingo.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
And the
you're-
thing is, Kingo wasn't even useless. His powers were hard. Like we could have definitely used his help in the end.
he
You
had
know
the
what I mean?
galactic gun.
He literally said, boom,
No, the
boom,
Gallic
boom.
gun from Vegeta, remember? His friend was a human though. I thought he was gonna beg him, like, please, you know, I've worked for you for so many years, like, help me. I can't have a, you know, I thought he was gonna do something, but he just walked off with him.
Right.
Like, peace, y'all, man. It was good working with y'all.
One thing I didn't understand about Athena, and I told you about it in the theater, I didn't tell Jeff. So, like, you know how she was, like, remembering, and she was fighting her friends? Like, why fight them? Like, why was there
Yeah.
need to try
kinda
to...
seemed-
At some point, it looked like she was about to kill them.
It kind of seemed
She was
like they
trying.
just threw that in there for like a side story.
But, like, why not at least talk to
It
them?
was
Or
kind of a waste, yeah. Like
I didn't understand that.
I mean,
If anybody in the
think-
comments
I
can
think-
tell me.
I think initially they were trying to hint to the fact that she was remembering stuff from the past that they were all
Right.
doing,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense.
I just don't understand the fighting. Why are you fighting them?
I mean, she became overtaken like with so many. It's kind of like Jean Grey when she turns into the Phoenix. She
Okay.
kind of just couldn't control it.
Okay.
All the memories rushing at once,
Everything.
knowing
yeah.
everything that they
It
did.
was too much.
Yeah, it was just too much.
Okay.
The only issue I had, I mean, I didn't have an issue with it. I understood it. Like I said, it was all these emotions, but I just didn't like how she only focused it on the Eternals. Like, why didn't she fight the Deviants also? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
when what's the name? When Gilgamesh was it Gilgamesh?
Yeah.
When he first got killed, I thought she was gonna like be blinded by rage and like fuck up the Deviant.
Yeah.
And she was just stay normal. Like, no, I'm just like,
Right.
People said that it wasn't. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie.
I think it did.
And I do think that it didn't, but it did at the same time. But I liked it. I liked that they did.
I love it.
I liked how it felt. It felt like these characters had they weren't worried about humans. And that's what usually what Marvel's movies are about, is them saving these people. Although they were technically saving the whole world.
Right.
But you never saw like a random actor. You know what I mean? Like every actor that was in it was pretty much the main actors.
Yeah. Good catch.
You saw like a couple characters sometimes that were just like, you know, war.
Uh-huh.
There was
Yeah.
war and stuff like that. But you never really. Other than that, nobody really had like lines in the movie other than the main actors.
That is very true. I didn't even notice that. Good catch.
and I like how they explored everyone's kind of origin story, where they went off after they broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their influence, the power that they could have had on the human race throughout these years, like that was pretty dope. And then they kind of cleared up a lot of loopholes and questions that people had, like, you know, where were they with the snap and things. And she even brought it back, like, yo, they snapped and brought all these people back. Like,
So I assume they weren't snapped, right?
nah, because, well,
Technically, they're not.
this is
human,
another
right?
issue I had, yeah, because they were technically robotic. I hated that because in the comics they're offspring. So I'm like, if they were robotic, why would he create them with emotions? Which kind of defeats the whole purpose, but
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying?
and
I know
Like,
what you're saying.
Another thing I liked about it, I thought it was funny. I thought the like little one-liners that Marvel movies be having always like nail it. There's never one of them like corny, funny scenes where it's like, okay,
oh yeah, for sure.
like when they go for like a comedic scene, it's usually pretty funny. You're not dying laughing, but you're like, ah.
The movie was funny, yeah.
But it definitely was.
When they tried to be funny, it was funny. It wasn't forced.
I like the little references that they were saying. Avengers, Thanos, the snap, just stuff like that. I have a question. Do you guys, so when the Celestial returned, did he take those people? He took all of them?
I don't think he took all
he
of
only
them. He
took the
took
black guy. Oh.
Yeah, the ones that were still on Earth.
It was Kingo, Fastos, and Cersei.
No, I thought it was only Cersei and Fastos.
No, Kingo was
No, it was
there.
3. Kingo was there.
Oh, I didn't see him.
That's what I'm saying.
And I guess he didn't take Sprite because she was no.
And Makari.
Drig and Makari, they left.
They were on the ship.
They were on the ship. They went to go look for other Eternals.
Oh,
then we saw
Kingo
Harry.
wasn't with him.
That's why they weren't taken.
And then who we
Cersei.
see? Who did we see? Star Fox, aka Harry Styles.
So watermelon.
Watermelon Sugar.
One Direction.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I had no idea who that was. And
Oh, yeah, no idea. Okay.
Everybody in the movies was like screaming.
There was
and
the
clapping.
little girls that were in behind us. They know One Direction. They know Harry Styles.
Everybody was screaming, and I'm like, Tobi, what did I miss? He's like, that's Harry Styles, and I'm like,
Who the fuck is Harry Styles?
I'm not gonna lie.
I like Watermelon Sugar. That's my song.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm hating. I don't want Harry Styles in the MC. It's just like every actor, major actor, or entertainment, or they want to be in the MCU, and like you can't put certain people in the MCU.
50-50. I'm 50-50 because I haven't watched the movie. I heard he was a Dunkirk.
He was what?
Dunkirk. I heard he was in
Oh,
Dunkirk.
okay.
And I heard that movie was good.
Great movie.
And I heard that his acting was very well in the movie too.
I didn't remember him in Dunkirk.
How good your
I
acting
didn't know
is.
who he was.
I don't want Harry Styles anywhere near this.
But I do feel like he's a little too flashy of an actor for
It
my
just-
Marvel preference.
Hold on. So let me explain what I know of Star Fox though.
Is his name Star Fox?
yeah.
Yeah. Or Eros.
Oh, okay, Star Fox.
So I don't dislike it like y'all, because for one, I don't know him. But number two, I think it serves its purpose. I mean, because the character is almost like a mixture between drunk Fat Thor and Star Lord. Like he's a comical character. Like he literally just wants to have sex with everything.
Oh, that's why he was kind of like flirting with Cersei a little bit. He was like,
Yeah.
he called her beautiful. or
Yeah,
something like that.
like he's a throwaway character. He's irrelevant.
Okay, so he's not really gonna have maybe not a huge role, but maybe like a little side story or something.
Probably like I don't know too much about him, but
Okay, yeah. If he has a bigger role, like a main role, that wouldn't have pissed me off. But if he's gonna like have like a smaller role,
he's a
then
gateway
I'm
character, is what I like to call
Okay.
him. Like
I'm cool
he's
with
a
that.
gateway to Thanos, of course. Like he's a gateway to a lot of things. Like
What's his powers? You know?
I really don't know. I mean, he reminds me of a more ignorant Star Lord. Like he's been on several teams, but like he can never work with people.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know too much about him. I just know he's kind of like a gateway character. Like
Okay.
him being Thanos' brother, all that's like kind of like shock value. But
It sounds like he's not gonna have that bigger role. It sounds like he might
hope
join the
not.
Eternals because he was pretty much saying, "Hey, I can help you find your friends," and that was it. That's probably all he's gonna do. He's probably not gonna do much other than that.
I think he might, like I said, he's a gateway. I think he might introduce us to X-Men, please. But we'll see.
Let's talk about the end credits with Kit Harington.
He opened up the chest.
Mm-hmm.
He saw a blade. What was that black stuff on it?
Put the blade down. What we should have done.
He should have put that blade down.
So you're saying it was black? It was black stuff?
Symbiote? You said it was a symbiote?
Is that what it is
I
in the
think
comic?
so, but I think it's called the Ebony Blade. I mean, it's like a sword and like transforms, and the sword is always like hungry to kill people.
So does the sword give him powers?
Yeah, but it's also like it can corrupt you.
Okay.
If you look at the screenshot I sent you guys, it says
name.
Black Knight.
Black
that's his
Knight.
name.
It had some like little creature things coming to it, and
Yeah.
then of course right before he grabs it, somebody says,
Somebody
"Are you
said-
sure you want to do that?" And then it cuts off.
Who is that
Who is
voice?
that?
Twitter saying Blade. I don't see the connection, but
Yeah, I don't see how it would be Blade. And where the fuck would he come from? He just got teleportation powers now?
the sword kind of reminds me of, and like I said, I'm not a Black Knight expert. I could be wrong, but it reminds me of when Black Panther drinks that juice. And like he talks to his ancestors.
Okay.
That's what the sword is kind of like.
Okay.
Like it takes him back because he talks like them old English people, like the Knightsmen and shit.
Okay. That makes sense. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was a great movie.
Okay.
Hey, y'all gotta let us know what y'all think about the movie. Give us y'all scores.
Drop it in the comments.
I mean, I'd be interested to see.
So it's weird. Again, before we finish, the critic review was about 51 at this moment, I think. 51, 52. But the audience score is like in the 80s, like 80, 85, 86.
That's what I hear.
And I saw that I saw a video earlier today on YouTube that rated it compared to other movies that had the same audience score, and supposedly there was only 11 movies that had a better audience score than the 86 that it had. So there is some type of like in between that the critics and the audience are not agreeing on. So it's gonna be real interesting to see in the comments what you guys say, because I think it's gonna be 50-50. Some people are gonna like it, some people are not gonna like it.
I agree with you. Like, for me, I'd rank it more in that 18 to 20th range, which is why I didn't understand 8.5, and you know. But yeah, I would rank it in that range for me also.
Yeah, I think after we talked, my review did go down. I would say, like I said, I think I changed my score. I think I put it down to an 8 out of 10. You said 8 out of 10. Still 8 out of 5?
I'm still 85%.
And then you're at, so we're right in the middle. You said 7.5, I said 8, and you said 8.5.
Yeah.
We're right there.
But other than that, it was a great movie. I'm glad we saw it.
Go check it out.
I'll recommend watching it, yeah.
Alright, well, what's the next Marvel movie that comes out?
Spider-Man.
Okay.
It's Spider-Man, right?
I thought you didn't know.
Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
Can't wait to see that.
Shit.
There's gonna be a new trailer coming out.
When that trailer drops,
Woo!
stay tuned to this page because we're gonna drop it like
ASAP.
as long as we're not out of town.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I hope not.
Yeah, we're gonna be out of town that first week of December.
Yeah.
So as long as it doesn't drop, then stay tuned to our channel because we're probably gonna drop it within like 2 to 3 hours after the trailer comes out.
Literally.
Unless you're at work.
Nah, you gotta call.
No, I think it's gonna be at night.
You gotta
It's gotta be at
It
night.
might be in the
Last
day.
time.
Sometimes they drop it in the
I
morning.
fucking hope not.
If you're at work, just leave.
Yeah, still gotta follow
like,
your
hey.
day.
I'll be back. Gotta do a Spider-Man trailer.
Thank you guys for listening to our review. We appreciate every single one of you. Let us know what you think about the Eternals in the comments below. Like this video, comment, and subscribe.
I'm on my match in the dark. 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 I'm on my